Okay, so we're gonna seal these Gold River trays, or Gold River coasters. And I decided to use brand new sealer. Because these are really cool. So I'm just going to pour that in there using my normal Eco Advanced stuff. I'm going to do 3 coats. So I'm just going to put them in here and let them sit. I'll drain a little bit. I'm very curious to see what they look like when we get done sealing. These have been curing for about 2 weeks. I decided to really let them sit and really cure really long time. Normally I'd let these cure for 3 or 4 days and then take them out. But I decided this time I'm not gonna do that. Decided to let them only cure for, well, at least cured for a couple of weeks. So normal how I do it, just dunk them. These, since they've been sitting for so long drying, I'm letting them sit in here a little bit longer than I normally would. But that's okay. These are really going to soak up that sealer because there's no moisture left in these coasters. So these I will let dry for about a week. I'm letting these sit longer than normal because I really want them to be really good and sealed really well. So I'm very curious to see how they come out. So very curious to see how these seal up. They're gonna seal up fine, I ain't worried about that. I think we got some very cool accents inside of this concrete. I'm kind of curious to see how those come out. Well, this is going to be interesting because I only got my 3 racks on. I should have brought 4, but I am just going to put 2 of these up on top. And we're just going to let them sit like that. I love how that sealer comes in and just makes it look really funky until they dry. I'm just going to set them up there. The reason I do it this way is then I remember what I'm doing. I really should probably start from one side and go to the other side, but so these I'll put for sale in probably a couple of weeks. I'm really going to let them harden up and dry out from the sealer. So I'm really going to, I'll probably put them up for sale in a couple of weeks. May take them out to one of the markets and get some feedback on how people look at them and like them or dislike them or whatever. I think they look kind of cool. do a video on the process probably in a couple of weeks, because I really want to make some more when I do that, to kind of show how they work. I mean, how the process works. Okay, let's slide over there. I could crowd these up and get more on each one, but I'm not going to. Set those two over there. So my standard 3 coats. 3 seems to be the magic number for these. It's all personal preference. I mean, you can put 2 coats on here if you want to. I'm just doing 3 because I like doing 3 coats on everything. I think it seals them up really, really good and tight. So, but I mean, you know, if you want to do 1 or you want to do 2 or not even seal them at all, I mean, they are coasters. So in theory, you really don't need to seal them except for, you know, to keep water from penetrating. I poured these a little thinner than normal. The mix was a little thinner because I wanted good sharp corners and I wanted good flat bottoms. Bottoms are perfectly flat on these. They pour really well. So my mix was a normal 4-to-1 mix, but I added in about an extra 6 grams of water. So it was a little bit thinner than normal. Because I wanted really good sharp corners, which you get by when the mix is a little bit thinner. You get very good sharp definition in it. So because it really goes into that mold and really just fills all the little spots. So yeah, just my normal little sealing thing. I've been meaning to do this one. I was gonna do it a few days ago and just I was gonna beat from a couple of the things. So I said I'm just gonna do this today. Put them up on the rack, let them sit for another week. Put bottoms on them, cork bottoms on them, and then stick them back up on the racks, let them sit for another week after that. It's just all personal preference on timing. I really don't need to wait as long as I do. I mean, I could have sealed these on Wednesday and I took them out to the market this coming weekend, but really didn't want to do that. These I don't want to push to get make sure that, you know, I'm not in a rush to sell these. I know they're going to sell. I ain't worried about that at all. These are just so unique. I think they're going to get picked up pretty quick. Especially when you start looking at that gold in the middle there. I mean, that gold is very, very cool inside of that. So I'm not too worried about these selling. These are going to sell. Stick those 2 over there. Yeah. Just making sure everything's not sliding around here. So this is the third dunk. As you see, they're all getting a more of a uniform color to them. You know, it's one of the good things. Just kind of want to do the 3. So I think we get a more uniform result here. Sit. Move these over a little bit. This is where you can squeeze things a little bit and get a little bit more on a rack. Just kind of let them go over, go over, go over. This over, and then we're going to move this over. So now we can get this little overlap here. And I'll get these guys straightened up after we get done here. Get up here. And then we just let them sit up here for a few hours. Then in the meantime, we'll make sure nothing's touching. So I'll just move these guys a little bit far from each other. I don't want things touching. Even though I've never had an issue of anything touching and sticking to each other, the sealer doesn't do that. So there you go. I'm not too worried about the little pools. The little pools are going to soak right in, so I'm not too worried about it. They soak in really quick, so I'm not too worried about anything that's pooling up on the top. It's no big deal. So that's it for these. It was more along the line of, getting these guys. Show you how I'm going to seal them. It's going to be just my normal three dunk seal. And that's it. And these guys will be going up for sale probably in a couple weeks. Not in a rush. I've already documented the process down. It's all in my head now. So I need to do a video on how to do this, especially like these guys. These guys were really cool. These took a lot longer than the other guys, but I think the results speak for themselves. And the good thing is, how I came up with some of these ideas is, it's just try it and see what happens. See what happens. So that's it, and that's it. Okay, thanks. Bye.